the judges. Any questions you want to put to the acts? Any words of encouragement for Louis, maybe? It's been an amazing show. I want to get down there and see what it's been like on the stage. Dave, cue the doors. It's the ITV1 studio audience! Good evening, everybody! Did you enjoy the show? OK, a sensational night. Andrew, Jermaine, Chris, come over here a sec, boys. Jermaine. The For Sure boys, everybody. Obviously, an emotional time for you, Andrew. You boys have put your heart and soul into this, haven't you?
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time together, you know, and we've worked so hard, you know, we practiced really hard and, you know, what can I say?
Was it a surprise to you, Jermaine, to find yourselves in the bottom two tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing you dread the most, really, at the end of the day. But, like, we've done our best. We've enjoyed the experience. And like Chris said, hopefully we can keep For Sure going.
Yeah, we want to keep For Sure going, don't we, guys? Too right. Chris, have you had a chance? I mean, obviously it's only just happened. Any reason why it might have happened tonight?
To be fair, I'm not for sure. I'm not sure. You know, we just gave it our best, and you know, we did our best for that song, and you know, we just got to, you know, congratulate Robert. You know, at the end of the day, he performed, and to be fair, I'm speechless. But you know, we just got to hold our heads high because that's what we're about. So.
I think you've got every right to do that as well. We're going to talk to you more later on. The For Sure boys, everybody. Let me just grab Robert. It's not a nice position to be in.
No, it's not at all.
How difficult was it going out and performing again?
This time, I took on Simon's comment and tried to make it less Chip and Dale style and bouncy and more controlled vocally, and hopefully I delivered that this time, but I'm going to have to raise my game, so next time, you know what I mean, I'm not even going to try and be in the final two again.
You don't want that, of course you don't want that. Were you aware that you'd got a bit carried away, that the energy was taken over?
Well, no, because I really enjoyed the performance, but then when Simon brought it up, it was like, I visualised it, and it was like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, I do.
OK, Tony Bennett week next week. I'm not sure you can jump up and down to many Tony Bennett numbers.
No, big band week, that's my flavour.
OK,
you know,
well,
so, yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing you doing that. Robert, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, so, what a show it's been. Simon, yet again, has thrown away another one of Louis' acts. In theory, it could all be over for Louis by week 1 of November. So the big question we're asking is tonight's killer question, which is, do you think Louis can stop the rot? He could lose all of his groups in the first 4 weeks of the competition. It's never happened before. Text this poll, followed by A for yes or B for no, to 87103. Do you think Louis can stop the rot, everybody? The Eton Road gang think he can. Let us know what you think. Text poll, followed by A for yes or B for no. OK, we're going to find out exactly what the judges thought of tonight's show. First of all, though, have a look at the moment that they sent the For Sure boys home.
This may surprise you, but the artist I am going to send home is For Sure.
Robert, we'll see you next Saturday. Congratulations. Go and join the others. Well done, my love.
It was a big moment. They've been at it all night. Let's find out just what it was like for them. Make some noise for our judges. It's Simon, Sharon and Louis. Well done, Louis. Have a seat. Have a seat. OK, so, first things first. Another shock at the end of the show.
Well, one perhaps.
One perhaps? Do you
Yeah.
think that the For Sure boys was on the cast?
I thought For Sure we're going to be in the bottom two tonight, yeah.
What was it about them this week that...
There was nothing to vote for this week, you know, it was the wrong song, it was a bad arrangement, and they fell into that trap of they weren't terrible, they weren't good, they weren't going to get the sympathy vote like other people obviously got tonight, so I wasn't surprised.
Louis, I mean, you weren't dissatisfied with their performance, but for the first time, I think, ever, which actually I admire tonight, you weren't like super full of praise as well. He said, you've done a good job, but you must do better and you can do better.
I know they could have done better, yeah.
But do you think that, I mean, usually you're super positive for all your acts. Do you think that that might have played into
Ben,
the voters'
I have to be
hands?
honest, because you're not going to fool the public, you know. And unlike Simon, I like to say it like it is, you know. I think they're a great group. I think they could give an awful lot
stuck
more.
in my throat.
What are you doing?
It's your teeth.
What are you
It's your
doing,
new teeth.
Simon?
I like to be honest.
Yeah. But obviously,
call it like
You're
it is.
having a lousy series,
Yeah,
Louis.
no, weeks now.
Last year on the same series, we lost 2 groups the first 2 weeks.
isn't
Simon
good.
lost 2 groups. I've got
like
2
to be in
left,
your shoes.
and only one. Oh, I would like to be in your shoes because they're too high for me. But only,
Bada boom.
listen, somebody's going to go every week.
Okay, what about the McDonald's, Sharon? Because I don't know what it is. I mean, clearly the boys have got a lot of support, but do you think the fact that you and Simon are being honest and sort of saying that they're not really delivering is playing into the hands? Because we love the underdog here in Britain.
Hey, I think you might be right.
Do you think they deserve to be in the bottom
I
two?
have never seen anyone in a kilt play it up.
You were very impressed with the sporran, weren't you?
Good luck to them. If the public want to keep them in, let them keep them in.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with
But
that.
don't you worry from your point of view, don't you worry in terms of, I mean, what you expect to be a chartable pop group or music group or rock group, that the McDonald brothers, who you can't see at the moment actually delivering, could well be there because the general public disagree with them.
They're not going to win.
They're not going to
They're not going to win, all right? So I'm not worried about that. As I said, good luck to them. If the public want to keep them in, fair enough.
Louis, were you pleased with how the McDonald's got on tonight?
I think they tried so much, Simon. They
Were you
tried hard.
pleased?
They dressed up. They gave it everything.
Were you pleased?
I was pleased with them, yes.
Well, you buy their record.
Listen, you gave us Robson and Jerome. I'll buy them any day before Robson and Jerome. They're more real.
What would you do? What would you do with them, Simon or Sharon? What song
I
would you
tell
give
you
them?
what I would do. Okay, the McDonald brothers, I'd have a large cheeseburger, fries, and a...
It's not funny. It wasn't funny first.
Going to be one of those nights.
What does that mean?
What will I do? It's a joke about
McDonald's,
fast food
hamburgers.
joint. Yeah, Royce gave it to us.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
What would you do with them?
What song would you...
Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. I don't think they're fully prepared. Don't think the songs Louis given them have been the right songs. And you just got you've got to find songs that suit them. That's what
Okay.
it's all about, like I did with my artists.
All right,
Oh,
less of the smugness.
please,
Let's
Simon,
move on to
stop
Robert,
it.
because Robert was a big shock for all of
Robert
us.
should not have been in the bottom 2. Absolutely
What
not.
is it about it? I mean, you both mentioned that, Sharon, I think you and Simon both mentioned that he got very carried away. It was a bit Chippendale-esque. You got quite excited at that point, I think, Louis.
Well, that's because Simon told me about what happens in a Chippendale show.
But what is it? I mean, that's an important, there's an important point there, though, isn't there, that you can get too carried away and it turns people off.
I use the word desperate because, you know, that when you're playing at a really horrible wedding and the audience isn't that interested, you have to try that much harder. And it had the ring of that kind of performance on it. You know, he's a good singer, Robert, but at the moment it's all a bit gimmicky and, as I said, a bit desperate.
For you, Sharon, as well, you've had an act in the bottom 2, saved by Simon, both weeks now. What's been going on backstage? What's he been, you know? He's never saved you in the past, has he?
No.
He had to. He had to.
No.
Robert just gave it all.
So you think it was a fair decision that For Sure deserved to go over Robert?
if I'm really honest, yeah, I do.
So why did you vote for Sure then? Why didn't you
Because
vote
they're
for
my act. I had to keep them in.
Well, I haven't
How
always.
can you turn against your act,
I couldn't do that.
If you think the other artist is better, you can.
I couldn't do that. But I think Robert was just so good.
Not being
tonight.
honest.
So you sort of didn't there, but you just did that.
I
Contradicting
saved my
himself.
own act.
Fair
I think
enough.
Robert
Understand that.
did
You're a very
everything.
loyal person, which is part of it, and I know you are as well, Sharon. There was fashion was high on the agenda this evening, the styling particularly. I think you had some interesting comments to make, Louis. Should we look at them back?
Just think you could have dressed her better. You know, she's a young girl.
Oh, you know about fashion?
A lot more than you. I never wear my trousers up here.
Well, Louis, you are hardly Giorgio Armani, darling, are you?
In terms of the styling, we've talked about the styling in the past. Do you think we're getting it right yet? Because it's a package, this X Factor. You don't think you are,
I
Sharon?
don't.
I think
No,
with some
I
of
don't.
them we are.
I don't know. I just thought that
Eton Road were good. Their
Eton
style
Road
well.
were good, but I just thought that for the young girls, I didn't think they looked and dressed like
They didn't look
young
young. I agree.
girls. You know, they're babies.
No, but I
they
think
should
the
be more
dress,
fashionable.
Nikita wore last week, which is from Topshop. It sold about 6,000 copies or something.
Off the back of Nikita wearing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that shows the influence that these guys are going to have when
Sure.
they get out there. which is an interesting thing for you guys to consider. We'll be, I'm intrigued to see what happens in styling next week, because I think you've all had something to say, so whether you all have...
Ben, we're all
Well, let's see
basically
what
going to have
Louis
to work...
wears next week.
We're all basically going to have to work harder.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
it.
Well,
Some more than others,
It's
Louis.
interesting you say that, Louis, because, of course, we've been speaking to our viewers, the big fans of the X
here
Factor,
we go.
to ask tonight's killer question.
And a good question.
It could all be over for Mr. Walsh by the beginning of November, so we asked, can Louis stop the rot? We can reveal exclusively. The viewers have spoken. 69% said yes, Louis.
Yes,
But I can stop and I'll take that.
31% do say no.
Simon, I'm happy with 60.
You'll take 69,
I'm happy
wouldn't you?
with 64.
You never turn one down.
Say no.
OK, well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you on as ever. It's going to be great next week as well. Our judges, everybody. OK, after the break, make sure you don't go away. We're going to be the first people anywhere to talk more to For Sure, as well as Robert and the legend that is Mr. Rod Stewart is going to be right here. Rod Stewart in the studio. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Xtra Factor Results Show. The ITV2 studio audience, good evening, everybody. Looking gorgeous. Obviously, as you know, For Sure are going home. We're going to be talking to them very shortly. But how about we find out exactly what a multi-platinum selling legend makes of it, and his missus as well. Make some noise for Rod and Penny! There's a bit of a loving going on the sofa area.
Well done, everybody.
Otis. Rod! Thank you very much. Penny, good evening. Have a seat. First things first, we promised you Celtic colours.
I didn't see that. Oh, here, but I thought it was going to...
No, this is special, Rod.
Oh,
Celtic Rod, how about that, yes?
money.
You see, he has this rider as long as his arm. All he said, I need Celtic on the show somehow, and here it is.
And they won today, 2-1. So
They
I'm
won,
very,
so everyone's
very
happy.
yeah.
Penny, I was going to say, obviously, Rod sort of gave us an insight into what it was like for him. You know, he gets nervous in smaller environments as opposed to the big shows. What's he like before he goes on and performs?
Well, similar as he said. I mean, he's backstage, and it's not really nerves. It's more about just the adrenaline, excitement of going out there to that audience, which I'm sure these guys must have felt, and just being backstage and sort of knowing, you know, the first number and will that note come out properly. Is that how you feel, darling?
Is that fair? Do you get tetchy, Rod, before you go out? Before it's
Well, tonight's different, you know, because all these guys have sung my songs, and I've got to go up there and show them how it's done. You know, really, because and they were all
the pressure on.
fantastic. It was a lot of pressure. I mean,
Did he do a good job, guys? And I loved it. It was a bit iffy. Do you have a pre-match routine you go through in terms of sort of like I always have a glass of water, sit down 5 minutes on my own?
I warm up for about an hour, just going through the motions of singing the range, you know, and then singing my own songs, and then a large bevy, and on the stage I go.
And kicking a soccer ball about, that's a bit of a warm-up
Yeah,
as well.
I do a lot of physical stretching and things like
Well, like
that.
some squats and some
Squats,
press-ups
all
and
that stuff, yeah.
Fantastic.
Pump up.
Pump up, so you're all five. Were you shocked by the result tonight, Rod, Penny? What did you think?
I was so nerve-wracked by the whole thing. 1 minute I'm like sitting down, like on the edge of my seat, and then I'm up and running around screaming. But for these guys standing up there, I don't know how they do it, and they like keep you on your tender hooks. Unbelievable.
Merciless, aren't they? Absolutely merciless. In terms of sort of what you've seen tonight, Rod, what do you rate about the potential of some of these guys?
Oh, such a hard question. You know, it's so different from when I was sort of their age, because, you know, I did like 7 years of playing in little tiny smoky clubs, and they haven't really had that opportunity yet. And I think it's, for me, it was a great apprenticeship. So, you know, the court's open, any of them can go anywhere. You know, some of them have got wonderful in-tune voices, some of them are a little sharp, and I was dead sharp when I started out when I was 19, singing sharp all the time. Still do sometimes.
The bevy usually sorts that out.
Oh, yeah, quick bevy. Yeah.
What
Sort of an image are you painting of me?
Leonis opened the show, and I think she did a cracking job, Penny.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Well, I was thinking towards the end of the show, when all those people got to make the votes, have they forgotten about the impact she made? Because I was just like, she's just so incredible. And then to leave her decision of going through to the last minute, I was like, oh.
She got up and jumped around hit her head on the roof, which
Well,
is,
unlike
which
Mariah
is not
Carey,
hard.
Whitney Houston fan, and so she was, you know,
She ticks
one
all
of
those
my,
boxes.
one of my faves.
And Rod, she was wearing leopard print, a sort of design that you're well known for.
Oh, yes,
Do
indeed.
you think she looked good in it?
She did. Yeah, you really
Very good.
tremendous.
Thank
You know,
you.
we're not gonna,
all of them were just...
yeah, no favouritism tonight. But I must admit, I'm very pleased that all the Scots got through. I'm very pleased. Well done, the Scots.
There's something in that as well, though. They have a very strong fan base because the McDonald brothers again came in for a lot of criticism from the judges. Their performance, one of your most well-known songs as well. What did you think of Sailing?
It was very good. You know, I mean, when I did it, I had a huge choir on there and huge strings, and these guys more or less did it with just their voices and carried the song very, very well.
The power of the Scottish vote is huge as well, though, isn't
Is
it?
it?
I mean, they get a lot of support behind them. Penny, do you think the boys did a good job tonight?
Fabulous. I mean, all of them have got such incredible qualities about them, whether it's their movement, their performance, the singing. It's so difficult to pick. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, as many of the judges and us at home and us backstage are all kind of like rooting for various different people, you just never know, and that's the beauty of the show, isn't it?
We closed the show as well. I think, Rod, your biggest fan amongst all of them, and the one that has been compared the most is young Ben, who had to stand up and do Maggie May as well. Were you pleased with his rendition?
Yeah, he did the, like I did on my Unplugged album, he did the first verse slow. He could have actually just stayed there and done the whole song there.
I would have
and he
loved to hear that.
Yeah, and let the lyrics just speak for themselves, but he was fabulous too, and I think he's got a bit more Joe Cocker than Rod Stewart. quite honestly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the finger twitch when he sings as well, when he gets up there as well.
That's because he was nervous.
It's one or other of those things. In terms of the potential, though, do you think that we've got amongst them there's an artist that could last and go up, do well in the charts?
Well, it's a fickle market, it's a fickle public, but I'd like to believe that I was on this show and one of these makes it big, and I'll be there 10 years' time to shake your hands.
Oh,
let's hope so. I'm sure they will. Well, Rod and Penny, unfortunately we're out of time, but thank you very much for coming on. It's a real pleasure to have you, and I hope you like the lights.
Up the hoops!
Up the hoops. Rod and Penny, everybody! You stay there for a bit, guys. It's lovely to have you. I'm going to wander this way. Thank you very much. You might want to go that way. I'm going to come this way. Let's dance. OK, it's week 2. 2 of them have gone. These 2 are nipping off to the bar. What am I saying? Make some noise for our contestants, everybody. Right then. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 everybody. Congratulations, first things first. Everyone can breathe a big sigh of relief. Did it go well? Everyone pleased? Yeah. OK, Dio, let's start with you. First things first, well done for not being in the bottom 2.
Oh, I know.
What was going through your mind when you were on the stage down there?
I was just so scared. I just stood there and I was thinking, oh God, like, please, please. And then she just said my name so quickly and I was just like, oh my gosh, did she say my name? Did she really say my name? I was like, did she really? I was like, oh, I'm just so happy and thank you to all the public that voted for me. It means so much to me.
In terms of what the judges were saying, I mean, Simon was saying you looked a bit awkward. I think he described it as clumsy. Has anyone described you as a clumsy performer in the past?
Never, to my recollection, but, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Do you have an idea of what he means at all?
I don't know. I mean, when I dance, I just get free and I just do my thing. So I don't know. I really don't know.
That's a nice move. You could see some more of that. But are you going to spend a week in front of the mirror like he suggested? Just because he does it and not necessarily good. Is that the sort of thing you might do?
I'll work on what he said.
OK. All right, well done tonight. Kerry, you got out there. You had all the flames on the stage as well. What was that like?
No, that was fantastic. A little bit worried about any wind problem.
Just in case you blew off and set the front row on fire.
Just a little.
It could happen. Simon, again, I think it seems just to be Simon at the moment, but he was saying, we haven't seen the best of you. Would you agree?
I would agree.
What do you want to do? What do you think is going to bring out the best of you?
I mean, it's hard. With these themed weeks, it's hard to say who's going to be here the next week, the next again, you know. I mean, I would like an opportunity at the Big Band Week, which I have now got. I hope there's a good track in there for me. But, I mean, there's singers like Elite Adams. I mean, even a Whitney track I'd like to give.
You'd give that a bash?
Yeah, I'd like to give Whitney
So you'll find
a
out your
bash
tracks tomorrow morning, is that right, when you first go in routine? Ashley, more pearls on tonight, mate. Yeah, cool. Who are you nicking the pearls off?
Oh, they're gifts from my sister.
Gifts from your sister?
Yeah.
Pleased with your performance tonight?
Yeah, very pleased, yeah.
Was it a song, I mean, you mentioned yesterday that it wasn't a song that you knew, it wasn't a song that you'd done before. Do you think it's a sort of suited your style, very laid back, iconic?
Definitely, yeah. Like, I'm really grateful that Simon picked the song because, like, it's like just me kind of thing. It's like relaxed, it's chilled. So very, very happy with it.
Excellent. Well, I mean, you know, obviously you've got to step up next week. Tony Bennett week, you feeling confident about that?
I've got faith in Simon, so yeah, I'm feeling confident.
Something will work out.
Yeah,
okay, well,
definitely.
look, well done, guys. We're out of time, unfortunately. Actually, hold on, Anthony. Did you say yes to Kelly when she proposed? Yay! We're going to have an Xtra Factor wedding. I'll get a hat. Thank you very much, contestants. Well done as well to all of you. Sorry I haven't had a chance to talk to all of you, but it's been brilliant. Make some noise for our finalists. Now then, over the course of the X Factor, we meet so many wonderful auditionees that, you know, eventually we have to say goodbye to. But there's some that we're just so desperate to see again. We decide we're going to bring them back. Some of our favourite auditionees, we are going to give you the chance to welcome back onto the Xtra Factor set next week. Prepare yourselves for Return of the X.
Return of the X!
This week in Return of the X, we're giving you two of our finest rappers to choose from. Will it be MC Rashid, who auditioned for us in Manchester?
Now close your eyes, shorty. You guarantee to be hypnotized by the remix, the way I can provide. I don't care about the sound.
Boom. Or Derby's Rapper's Delight, Shaney D, who we first saw at the Birmingham auditions.
I ain't no sly guy, fly by. What you wanna try, guy? You want a black eye guy? Cause Shaney D's the best.
Which one would you like to see live in the studio next week? For Rashid, call 0901 121 7001. Vote A. Or for Shaney, call 0901 121 7002. Vote B. Or you can text us. Put return, then Rashid, or return, then Shaney, and send it to 87103. Or go to our website, itv.com/Xtra Factor, and vote for free. Return of the X, right here. You can vote for Shaney D or for Rashid. Get on the website, do it for free. We just want them back. Still to come, we're going to be talking to For Sure to find out how they're feeling. But right now, it's time for the critics to sharpen their pencils. It's the place where celebrities spill their golden little beans. It's time for the Saturday Forum.
Xtra Factor Forum!
Look at this. I'm in the forum and I've got a stiff nipple triple of ladies. How about that? The gorgeous Jodie Albert's with us, everybody. Yay! Returning, and it's lovely to have her back. Maria Lawson's here. And finally, after weeks of desperately trying to get on the show, she is with us, Evie Burnett. Thank you, Evie, for persevering. It's lovely to have you with us. Let's dive straight in. First things first, Jodie, surprised by the result tonight?
Oh, completely. It's just so unpredictable every week so far.
What did you think of the performances as a whole?
Oh, I think everyone's brilliant. I know that sounds just like I'm sitting on the fence, but the talent is actually amazing. I mean, I love Eton Road. They're unbelievable, and
they were the boys that
Leona.
you thought did really well tonight?
Yeah.
What is it about
amazing.
Eton Road?
I just think they're quirky, they're different, and they're intriguing. Like, they've got so much more to give. You just know that every week they're going to surprise you.
Okay, that's interesting. What do you think, Evie? I mean, you've seen Eton Road over the last few weeks. Do you think they're really developing as a group?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I saw a few nerves with Eton Road tonight, and there were a few little pitching problems, but I don't think it matters with them, because they've got such a special look and such a special feel, and I think there's a long way to go with them.
Maria, Louis got a tough job with the groups this time around. Actually, you'd know all about this as well, Jodie, because obviously Kean's had a hand in choosing them. Louis got a tough job with the groups. Do you think Eton Road could be his saving grace?
I think so. I really like them, and I think they've got the likeability factor, so I think they'll definitely last a couple of weeks.
What about the groups that, or not just the groups, the acts that didn't do particularly well? Who didn't you think lived up to expectations like Jodie?
For me, the McDonald brothers.
Okay. Well, what was it about them?
I wasn't mad on their performance. They didn't impress me as much as the other acts that have been on the show tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Evie, you were there when the McDonalds were put into the final four. Final four? It was four, wasn't it? Yeah. What was the thinking then, and do you think we've seen the best of them yet?
I think Louis loved the idea of them being brothers, being so close to each other, and that sort of folky, quite individual kind of talent. And I think if you compare last week's performance to this week's performance, they have improved so much. So if they improve again the same amount, then, you know, that could be great. They were so much better tonight.
How about you, Maria? Who did you think sort of didn't live up to expectation?
I'd probably agree with the McDonald brothers as well.
So, I mean, if all of us are saying, what about the audience? Did we think the McDonald brothers were perhaps the weakest of all the acts? Yeah. That's unanimous. Yeah. Obviously being kept by the Scottish folk, or is it the fact that everyone's down on them and we love an underdog? Evie?
Bit of both, really. I mean, the Scottish vote's great, and I think Scots people see something in them, see that real Celtic, folky thing that perhaps maybe you wouldn't understand, but to me, that's my upbringing, and I love it.
What are you trying to say?
But, you know, I think they're great guys, and I think people do see that as well. I mean, they are special. They're such genuine guys.
Yeah, they are. They're lovely
Everyone sees
lads.
that.
Let's take a question from the forum, Toby.
Is the standard of this year's X Factor better than last year's? Sorry,
Okay, Maria, that'd be a good question to you. Honestly.
I'm going to be biased because I was a part of last year. I think last year was a little bit more exciting, but I do think there's phenomenal talent this year.
Who are your favourites? Who is your?
My favourite is Ben. Actually, there's a few. I think Ashley's great as well, and I think Leona's great too.
Evie, do you think that, like Maria, last year was a little bit more exciting?
No, I think this year there's a bigger spread of talent. You know, whereas last year there were a few amazing people and a few that just weren't up to the mark.
Do you
Whereas I
agree
think
with that?
generally the talent's very good this year.
So average talent's higher, but last year we had the top
some
sort.
amazing ones, and we haven't found that yet this year, perhaps.
Well, we've still got a few weeks left to go.
Yes.
It's been lovely to have you all with us. Our forum guests, everybody. OK, now then, on last week's Aftermath, we launched our personal effects competition, giving you the chance to win something very personal from one of our acts. Not necessarily worth a lot of money, but it means a lot, emotionally. Leona is giving away her favourite butterfly clip. There it is there. Gorgeous it is as well. It means a lot to her. She's had it for years and years and years. We gave you the chance to win that by answering this simple question. What last week's song choices were based on what style of music? A, Motorhead, B, Motown, C, Madonna. The answer was Motown. And the winner is Claire Crozier in Stoke-on-Trent. Which isn't far from you lot. Isn't that strange? Claire from Stoke. The fix. OK, so congratulations to Claire. We're going to take a short break, but when we get back right here in the Xtra Factor Diner, we're going to be talking to For Sure. Don't go away.
Nokia. Music gets you talking.
With the approval of the British Allergy Foundation, nothing is softer for sensitive skin than new Fairy Fabric Softener.
Welcome back to the Xtra Factor. We're right here, right now, and I'm very pleased to say that they're going home, but not before they said goodbye to the For Sure boys, everybody!
The shizzle.
So, Chris, is an awful thing to say, sinking in a bit more now?
I don't know what to say, to be fair. I'm really shocked.
Still lost for words?
I'm lost for words.
Do you think, Jermaine, do you think that this performance was weaker than last week's?
No, I think it was better than last week's, I think, to be honest.
So where do you think it's gone wrong?
I have no idea. I'm still speechless. I mean, we've done our best and we've enjoyed the experience, that's all.
Yeah. Well, it's been great having you with us as well, because I think you've been a constant sort of source of energy and fun and stuff. Yeah. But do you think, Donovan, do you think it was like the themes that have caused a problem for you? I mean, we had the Motown last week, but this week, Rod Stewart, not really your thing? Although you've got a tartan cap.
No, I wouldn't say particularly it's the theme. I mean, we are quite versatile. We do different genres of songs and make them our own. It's perhaps more a case of knowing exactly what to do with the song.
Right, OK. Andrew, do you think you got enough direction and help from Louis along the way?
Louis was a constant. He was always on the phone to us and helping us out. He was a constant source of encouragement and advice and inspiration to us.
You guys went to town during the audition process, and I know how much time and effort you put into what you were going to wear and how slick you were going to be. Obviously, you're disappointed to be going, but have you had a good time, Andrew? Have you enjoyed the experience?
Yeah, we've enjoyed it immensely. I was just saying today that, you know, this is our dream, and Donovan was saying this is a dream, and I said this is past my dream. I didn't even get this far in my dream. So
you woke up.
I got to the boot camp in my dream.
OK, so we need to start thinking about next week. Are you going to stay loyal to the groups, and will you be voting for groups next week?
Of course, we're supportive of all the acts, to be fair. I mean, they're all great, every single act, you know, especially the groups, and, you know, they're all good people.
The only shame was that Young Love didn't get a chance to blossom. But we're not going to go into the ins and outs of that, are we, guys?
No.
It's been a short but very sweet trip with you boys. We really enjoyed having you with us here. I think we should have a look at some of your best bits. How low can you go?
It's kind of sub-bass, I see.
Like the super woof. Whether it's wrong or right, and though I can't be with you tonight, I know my heart is by your side.
100% yes.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Camp, here we come.
Did they enjoy your deep voice? Did they make a point?
Oh, yeah.
Where the eagles cry on the mountain high.
I like them a lot. I think they've got great potential for this show.
Did you kill it? Did you nail it?
We gave it absolutely everything we had. We emptied everything and gave it to them.
Whoa, okay.
Guys, you're through.
We believe we've got the X Factor. We know we've got the X Factor. XYZ Factor.
For shizzle.
Look at this.
What we put forward for Louis, he will be happy with.
I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky.
As a four-piece, I think they're absolutely great.
You're looking sharp as ever as well.
Thank you very much.
Brought the style to the game too.
You're through.
Boys, official X Factor finalist.
Guys,
Great memories. Guys, it's been lovely to have you with us. I know that we're going to miss you, but there's some people that are very glad to have you back. I know your family want to come and say hello, so let's get your family in. The For Sure boys, everybody. Go and get some love, boys. There they are. OK, that's it for the Extra Factor for tonight, but make sure you keep it ITV2 for everything you want to know about the X Factor. Thursday night for the aftermath, find out what this lot get up to in the house and what happens tonight once we get down to the bar. And then Friday, Access All Areas, the VIP Access All Areas, backstage passes for all your friends, all your mates. It's going to be a massive weekend. Watch to win that prize. And then Saturday night, 2 shows nestled sweetly between Kates. We're going to have a huge weekend. Make sure you're with us. Have a great week. See you then. Bye-bye.
And if you want to rewind it and do it all over again, then make sure you're here tomorrow night because the X Factor replays at 6:45 with the results and the Extra Factor straight after. But next, I bet tonight's losing act wish they could travel back in time and do it all over again with a few changes. It's our movie Back to the Future.